Hey everyone, and welcome to a spooky edition of the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade, and I'm joined by a special guest, the first female to be on this show, probably the last female to be on the show, because Joe wants it to be a sausage party. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. This is our special guest. She's been on the Condish podcast. She has her own podcast, Giallo the Month Club, which I co-host with her sometimes. Dianna.
Hi.
Hi. So.
Or Diane.
Diane, see? Too bad we're not doing Fire Walk With Me, which we did a couple, like maybe a year ago. But it's a spooky season, and I thought we'd get a special guest. And we're in costume. She is Diane from Twin Peaks, so Diane.
A very low-key Diane / David Lynch fan, I guess.
And I am Wade Ross, or Bob Ross. This is going to be a happy little accident. So we're here to talk about Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby from 1968.
Yeah.
Stars John Cassavetes and
Mia
Farrow. That's what I thought it was.
She was 23 when that movie was made.
And she also became a skeleton at some point in that movie because, boy, she looked sick. She looked sick. I know. Yeah. So this is it's a classic horror movie. This is after Roman Polanski did. Maybe a few movies in between, but like he did Repulsion, which is also a Criterion collection, and we decided this one. It was recently released on Blu-ray last year, I believe, or maybe 2 years ago.
And it will be on Netflix the day after Halloween.
Yes. So in 2 days, this movie will be watched. Be on. You can watch it there. It is also her birthday, so thought. You picked the movie, and she picked Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
So, yeah. So, it's basically about this couple moves into this apartment in, I believe, New York, right? It's New York.
It's an apartment complex.
Yeah.
The exterior of that apartment is the building where John Lennon was shot in front of.
Yes. In 1980.
It's called the Bramford.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
But they move into that giant, gorgeous apartment.
Yeah.
The husband is a struggling actor. He
does commercials.
She's a housewife, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's all about his career. She wants to start a family.
Yes.
So they move into this big apartment.
Yes.
Creepy neighbors, nosy neighbors.
Yes. I like how I guess he owns the apartment. His name is Roman, which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because he's a total creep.
We won't talk about that.
So yeah, just so you know, we're not gonna delve into that. He's a monster. Screw him. Anyway, we're talking about the movie. So the movie, Rosemary and a guy. Guy. We gotta get that apartment, Guy. She meets this woman, Janine? Terry starts with a G. Something Italian, as she says. Yeah. Something Italian.
She meets this younger lady.
Yeah.
While she's doing laundry in the basement. And the lady says that she is living with Rosemary and Guy's neighbors, which is an older couple. The older, like, creepy, nosy neighbors. They're loud. And then...
There's more to them, of course, but
of course.
Yeah. And then she basically jumps out of a building. And that's how Terry does, and that's where everything kind of snowballs and escalates.
Do we say spoilers?
We do spoilers. You haven't been on the show. We do spoilers. If you've never seen the movie, I mean, it's okay to spoil it because it's like a 50-year-old movie. Mm-hmm. Maybe older than that. I don't want to do math right
51.
now. It's 51 years old. I mean, sorry, I guess. We generally do not want to do spoilers for like an unknown movie.
Yeah.
But this is a very known movie. And you got to talk about like the ending. You got to talk about the other things because this is a Halloween episode. So you got to talk about horror.
Well, and I wouldn't even say it's horror. I would say it's more... I mean, it is horror, but I would say it's like a psychological thriller.
Yeah,
which is... like my second favorite genre.
Yeah, it's a horror in the mind. Yeah. It's a very grounded, real kind of horror. Mm-hmm. Pregnancy and childbirth. Well, not really the childbirth part. Well, I guess childbirth is a fear in many women.
we can talk about the themes if you want to just go through the plot.
Yeah, the plot basically, she gets pregnant and things are just not working out.
It's not even she gets pregnant. Guy and Rosemary become friends. Well, they act friendly towards their neighbor. Their neighbor ends up drugging her. She doesn't know that. Then she has that hallucination, sex dream, which turns out to be Satan.
Yeah.
Yes. Not her husband. Just the themes of like sexual abuse in this movie are a bit rough. Yeah. So I think it's probably a tough watch for people that have gone through that.
Yes.
But definitely has themes of fears of motherhood, fears of settling down, definitely sexist themes.
Yes. Guy's kind of a piece of shit. We can cuss here.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. John Cassavetes, who has a lot of movies on the Criterion collection, he's a piece of work.
Yeah.
You think he's just kind of being like a stubborn kind of person, mm-hmm. but he knows what's going on. Well, you find out he knows. He's like, don't call the doctor. You don't need a second opinion. Don't. He's very
that's once he's in it. But I do love those little moments before he's really in it, where they're just goofing off at home and being silly, or like they just came back from dinner with the neighbors. So there's these little moments where you're in their relationship and they seem like nice, fun couple.
You see why they're together.
Right.
That a lot of movies, they just go straight to like them breaking apart. Yeah. But there's like, I also use like a movie like Mother, for example. Like Mother, which you love the movie Mother. You see like...
Javier Bardem, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, I was about to say Guillermo.
Nope, no Guillermo.
No.
Javier.
You see them have like moments together, and that's what makes these. That's what makes the collapse worth it. Because a lot of movies now, they don't do that anymore, where they show the relationship. Like, good example. I'd hate to talk about against Rosemary's Baby, but Midsommar. What bothered me about Midsommar is you didn't really see their relationship at the best. Mm-hmm. It was already crumbling, so you can't see those good moments. In this, you see the good moments of Guy and Ro. I think let's call her Ro. And then it just she feels sick. She doesn't look too good during the pregnancy, and it all culminates to it's Satanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was giving birth to the Antichrist, or the seed of the devil.
So throughout the entire movie, there's these little hints where you think, they just want her baby for some type of like ritual or witchcraft or something, because earlier in the movie, the very, very beginning, their mutual friend had said, they found like a dead baby in that house or in that apartment complex. Yes. So once Rosemary starts to notice these things happen, she thinks, they're just after my unborn child. She doesn't realize, no, I'm giving birth to
they're protecting
the
her.
Antichrist.
They're protecting her.
Yes.
They're not trying to attack her, they're protecting her. And it's just kind of like a movie about paranoia as well. It's a huge thing about paranoia and stuff. And, of course, the iconic line is... Hail Satan! Satan!
That third act has so many iconic lines. Like when his eyes, what have you done with his eyes? It's just like, iconic but brutal and heartbreaking. Like I watched it again last night. I've watched it many times, but I watched it again last night. It's just like heartbreaking. But then she's just
that's her son.
Yeah. That's
her son. So she still has like, even if like you think like there's what are the mothers of like a John Gacy?
When they say
feel or
the neighbors when they're having like that like the welcoming party, I guess, for Adrian, that's the baby.
Yeah.
His father is Satan and his name is Adrian. I'm like, that's just a normal thing to say.
Yeah. Poor John Cassavetes, not poor him, but like
no.
It's not his baby, so I don't know why he.
No, his career's booming. He doesn't care.
Oh, that's the big thing. He basically said, "Screw selling down." He's selfish in the end.
No, I think No.
No?
No. At
He's
the
not...
end, he comes over to her and he kind of consoles her and he's like, everything's fine. We're going to move on from this. My career's going great. He sort of did it to, like, better, you know, his situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which also betters their situation.
I'm more saying, like, it's kind of selfish for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's his choice. It works out for him. Doesn't really work out for her because she wanted the baby. She wanted the family, and she kind of got it, but at her expense. All into his benefit. We don't know what happens at the end. They could have got divorced afterwards. I mean, I would have divorced him.
Yeah, this one is, again, it's one of my favorites. I think it's just such a great film. But I do have a tough time separating the art from the artist, just because Roman Polanski, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah. No. We all say, and we'll probably do Repulsion and I think Knife in the Water. I think that's what the movie's called. We'll do those down the road, but in all of those reviews, it's going to be fuck Roman Polanski. He's a creep and he's a monster, and I'm glad he's not in the country. But I'm one of those people that can do that. Like, I can still listen to Michael Jackson's Thriller and still think it's a great album.
Yeah. Not
know that, he's a monster. Or supposedly a monster, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have...
It's hard.
I have a harder time. So it is from a female's perspective, and it has really strong themes of feminism, and it's just really well made, but it is a tough one to watch if you know what the director has done.
And I will say the movie also has, like, I'm not saying it has a pacing problem, but it takes a while to get into. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. 2 hours and some change.
Yeah.
But it keeps you engaged. As long as you stick through it, it'll be worth it. Because that ending is so ridiculous. You're just like, what? The score's nice. It's cute. It's fluffy.
I love the title cards.
And cute. Yes, the title cards are very, like,
girly and neon pink and so pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, and the cinematography is grounded. It's not trying to do anything ridiculous. It's not like Repulsion, where it's trying to make it so otherworldly and weird.
I think it's in the moment. It's very just New York apartment. They're living their life. I don't think there's anything crazy, but I think I like the cinematography.
That's why I like it. It's grounded. It feels real. It feels like a real moment. Like when she walks into that room after they have Adrian, and she walks in that room and everyone's staring at her. The fact that it's shot so, like, throughout the whole movie, it feels like a real movie. It feels like a real life. Mm-hmm. It's even more unsettling because you have been following her and you are now seeing everyone stare at you.
Yeah.
And in the end, she's a strong mother.
Yeah, she has that motherly bond, and as much as she wants to distance herself from the baby, she still feels that maternal calling when the baby's crying. And
also she also could be one of those people that's like, maybe I can raise him to not be an evil demon baby.
Oh my gosh, I love at the end when, I can't think what the old couple's names are, but the
Roman.
old man, Roman. When he's like, day one, year one, because it's the new guys here to take over. And and he was born on the day that the Pope was in New York. So it's just like clash of religious beliefs. So good.
Yeah, and there must be a deleted scene of the gender reveal party. I guess we didn't get that part.
It's 1968. I don't think that happened till like last year.
Yeah, they just they did a ritual to see what the gender of the baby will be.
Yeah.
That's the party. But yeah, so I got nothing else. Oh, another one I think would be a good because on Giallo the Month Club you do like a flavor of the month on the episodes. I think a good flavor of the month, a good watch along to watch after this, The Omen.
Okay.
Like now it's a from a baby to a child
I'm gonna take
devil.
it in a little bit different direction, but not super different. Suspiria.
Okay.
So Suspiria and Rosemary's Baby have kind of the same beats.
Yes.
But different type of witches.
Except the house didn't explode in Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they both have super cool architecture, great camera work.
Yes.
Great costumes.
Great lead female.
Female leads.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the performance. She's great. Yeah. Mia Farrow's great.
She's so good.
Fantastic in this.
She's just so angelic and innocent, and your heart really breaks for her. Yeah,
and then the old couple, Roman and I forget her name, but they're really good too in the fact that like they just seem like they're kind of a very nosy kind of neighbor thing, but they're actually Satanists.
I think the neighbor had won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for that performance.
Really?
Which is crazy to think of it now. You don't think of that type of role to be supporting.
It's also a small
actress.
Cast. I mean, you had a guy, Rosemary, the old couple, and then you had the doctor, and you had... They're like very small roles. It's mostly her movie. So on this show, we have a segment called Buy, Rent, or Skip, or it could be Buy, Stream, or Skip, whatever. So it's, Buy is a must-own. You have to have it in your collection, in your hands, or in your digital library. Rent/stream, it's like you watch it once, it's worth watching, or Skip, it's the worst movie ever.
Skip. I would say this is a buy for me.
Okay.
I think it's very cheap. It's a great movie. Yeah. So why not?
Yes. I agree. It's a buy. Usually I would probably say it's a stream rent, but I think it's a must-own. I think it's such a classic film that it's one. They say it's one of the best horror movies because it's not overtly horror. But it's psychologically it is horror. And especially the payoff is so good. Yeah. It's so worth it. But back then, like in the 60s, like late 60s, you had like this Exorcist. They're very like Exorcist.
Night of the Living Dead just came out the same year. 2001: Space Odyssey had just came out.
Yes.
So there wasn't much that was. I mean, obviously, Night of the Living Dead is horror.
Yeah,
but there wasn't a lot of horror.
It was like inadvertently horror. Like Night of the Living Dead's more of like a. It's like they're stuck. It's like kind of like a Stockholm syndrome, like which we talked about on the Criterion connection previously. It's them in the house. It's very kind of a drama between classes, races, and all these people. This is similar. It's kind of like the deal of motherhood, but it's got horror themes to it, but it's not it's not Dracula. It's not obviously horror. But yeah, I agree. So we both say buy. So you guys gotta buy it.
You have to.
Yes. Especially since
it's a great deal. That's what I'm saying. When I'm saying it's cheap, it's like, why not buy it?
Yes.
It's a classic film. It's very well made, well acted. It's great to watch in October. And it's a great deal. So like, why not buy it?
It's also great to watch outside of October.
Course.
But that's our thoughts on Rosemary's Baby. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. Join the conversation. Tell us what you think about everything. What's your favorite? What's another Roman Polanski movie that we should do? Should we do Repulsion? Do we have to do Repulsion? I'm not really a big fan of Repulsion, but I saw that 10 years ago. I might have a different feeling now. As always, subscribe, share the video so everyone sees the video, so everyone can comment. We've been seeing a lot of people comment. Some new people, some new faces, welcome. And join the conversation. And next week, before we get into anything else, I do apologize. Last week we did not have a Criterion connection for Fiend Without a Face. It will happen next week. Me and Joe are recording it. We were supposed to do it, but let's just say schedules conflicted and we couldn't do it that week. But we will do it. So you'll have 2 Criterion next week. But before we go, Dianna, you have a podcast that I join in sometimes, but you have a podcast. I know that tomorrow you have a big interview with a certain musician. Yeah. So plug your stuff.
So I have a podcast called Giallo the Month Club where I talk about Italian horror movies, Giallo, genre. So Italian thriller, horror. On Halloween, I will be releasing an interview with Claudio Simonetti of Goblin. So look for that on Halloween. You can follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter at Giallo Club, and you can find it streaming everywhere. Podcasts are available at Giallo of the Month Club.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm on it.
Wait's on it.
We've done Tenebrae. We did Glass House of Dolls.
Short Night of Glass Dolls.
I'm sorry. I just got off work. I'm a little tired. And we did Deep Red. And she has her interview. And the next one, the next few you have planned are pretty good ones. So you should definitely
I'm going to take a break from Argento for a bit.
Yeah.
But after this interview with Claudio, I think it's a good launching point for other films.
Yes. So, subscribe to that. Also, tune in to the Mint Condish podcast this Tuesday. It is episode 250. 250, guys. We've been doing this and also this is the 5-year anniversary of the Mint Condish Productions. So, like I said, next week is the 5-year anniversary week. We're going to have episode 250. We're going to have 2 new Criterion connections. 2 instead of 1. So, yeah. So, until next time, I am Wade.
I'm Dianna.
And we will see you later.